Well, this is the latest market garden that will eventually come online. We're just going to probably put some green manure on it and well, a green crop that we'll grind up with the flail mower. So what we do is grab a few of these pickets. What a perfect size for putting pickets in. So I gather the bucket's possibly, no, it looks like it's an original one with the tractor, so alright. I should lower the boom, but my hands are kind of full. So as you can see, there's a lot of plastic here. Now this is all, originally this farm was a pine forest. These are hoop pines that we've planted, not the original radiatas. And anyway, I think I'll drop a few of these over here. Anyway, I think I'll need more than 4 across here. And I may have to get a few more. So I've done some very rough trenching work with the tractor to move a lot of soil to dig a little hole for a small pipe. It's 40 mil, but that'll run enough wobblers to irrigate most of these. So hopefully you can do more than one bed at a time. I've got an offshoot there which I'll divert over to some mulch. So that's sort of the garden waste. Fairly fresh, some of that stuff. So that, after about 4 or 5 years, a little bit of turning over, turns into this. And this is just like dark chocolate when you start spreading it. It's beautiful. Unfortunately, we end up with everybody's broken whippersnipper cords. Let's see, throw that one there. Just every possible bit of plastic that ends up in gardens. People seem to love cable ties, and after a few years they get brittle, they break, and they just end up in the 1, 2, 3, 4 in the soil. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Looks about the middle of the bed. Not a bad line. Yeah, so spend a lot of time picking through this and picking through this, picking the logs out of it, metal, plastic. Actually had to do a bit of welding on my rotary hoe because we hit a little metal frame here that pulled it up a little bit, so I don't really recognise what that's off, but most things I can pick. So stuff we find in the mulch. So cable tie, cable tie, cable tie. Ah, it's from a bra. Whippersnipper. Christmas lights, I'd say. Just endless dog toys. Try and pull most of the steel out. Plastic straws, plastic straws. Right, cable ties. Just endless. These should be banned. Or made out of something that composts. This, it irks me. The amount of these I find people put in flower pots. And where the hell do you reckon it all ends up in the end when you throw out your flower pot with the soil in it, or all of that styrofoam encased? Merry Christmas for eternity. Cable tie, yay. So, oh, And solar lights, solar lights, solar lights. Same, these come with plants, should be banned. Weed matting should be banned. Plastic buried in the ground, it falls apart. Styrofoam, styrofoam. Look at all this stuff, just endless, endless, endless. The other thing I found thousands of little Mentos things. Here's one of these Copeco coffee things. There's a Mento. Must have picked up thousands and thousands of them. Little bits of foam, shoes. Just incredible what you find. And you know, a lot of it's unintentional, some of it is intentional. Found some pretty horrible things in the garden waste. Nappies, other things. Occasionally $20 notes. Anyway, so I'll be doing that for a good while until all the plastic kind of floats to the surface. Keep picking it up, picking it up. But fortunately, you know, to improve the soil on a budget in a large area, this is sort of what we need to do. So this is all covered with wandering dew, and I've pushed that into a pile over here, and that's actually turning into silage. When you open it up, it actually smells like that cattle fodder that they bury, and it really smells like dynamic lifter almost. Oh, that's strong. Can you smell that? Oh, wow. So, yep, that just smells like chicken manure or dynamic lifter. So that's just cooking in this pile here that I've scraped off. I've taken quite a few large bucketfuls of just the wandering dew and dropped that over to our little wandering dew eaters who absolutely love it. Anyway, so irrigation all got hooked up, pressurized yesterday, taps on the ends. So on some of these longer runs, I'm going to run inch with 19mm riser and a wobbler that plugs straight into it. So maybe in another 6 months, the next bed, you know, and just, you know, this has been, I don't know, started getting the garden waste in 2013, and it's all just forming beautiful compost now. We've run pigs over some of the garden waste on the other end of the farm, and thanks to my local plumbing shop, they've just done an absolutely brilliant deal on these taps. Look at that. Yep. So I'm going to put some sort of a box over the top of this, and yeah, this is all getting replaced with a larger three-way junction here, and then that'll run up and just very lightly irrigate the compost piles to break them down much faster. But most of these rolls, this is part of a pack I actually paid for to do an outer circuit of the farm. It's only 40mm, but my plan is to ring it right around the farm, and then probably run 2 lots of 40 out of the pump, and then they can all join together, so I'll get a much better flow. So here we go, another straw. I was really pleased the other day to find first few paper straws in the mulch that's coming in. So thanks Queensland government for finally saying no to single-use plastics. So I'll just show you the fresh garden waste when it comes in. Oh, this stuff's less than 6 months old, but I've turned it over a few times. This stuff here is about 6 years old. So there's a little bit of someone's home irrigation, takeaway container, dog toy, flower pots, seedling pots, random plastic, whipper snipper cord, nylon stuffing from a kid's toy, animal toy. Should also ban that. Maybe a bit of shrunken duct tape, plastic bag, lolly wrapper, blue plastic off something, another straw. This all comes from garden waste. Plastic bags. So I've been scraping some of this decomposed material up, packing strap, and tipping it on top of our current pile. So this stuff arrived freshly this week. They pay a little bit of money for tipping here, and that kind of helps pay for my fuel, wear and tear and breakages on the tractor. So it's a break even sort of thing, but we managed to add a bit of beautiful topsoil to the farm. So the soil that's already got all the microbes and everything in it, bloody electricians never pick up after themselves, they that'll get this going. So I just need to add a little bit of water. We throw our cat poo on here. After 5 years, I would say it's going to be pretty much okay. Any cardboard that we can't compost, that had a lot of chook shit in it, bits and pieces that contaminated with food, we composted in here. So otherwise, so anyway, so that's where it begins. And spend hours and hours picking out plastic. And I'll just add this to the bag around the corner. So that's a little journey from garden waste to market garden. And occasionally you get a few little bonuses, like the most delicious mini Roma tomatoes. Look at these. That's dropped off. That's a bit green. There we go. Oh, look at those. Yum yum. Okay. Better go and close off these trenches that I dug.